midfield, Pirlo and Scholes.
Yeah, Scholes is the one like Alex Ferguson never gave him the hair dryer. He's the only one player he never. But actually, he was just amazing in the box. He never lost the ball, and every time he was dictated the tempo of the game. And I love Scholes. He was aggressive in training. He was like flying tackle. And I remember sometimes I was like, Scholes, why you give me those bad tackles? His answer was like, why not? It's always, and his diagonal, his long ball it's like playing a PlayStation, And Pirlo, what a player, class. Never in rush. He's aware about where the defender will be, and his hand, his feet. For me, they are like hand. I see him like practicing some free kick in training. I learned as well a lot about with Pirlo, because I can see like he was never in rush. Like even when he was under pressure, he was just relaxing. So I was copying him sometimes some training. I was like, come on, Patrice, you should like never lose the ball today, because I was like my inspiration was like Pirlo. And after Jason Park, I think this man, he doesn't get enough credit. It's not because he's one of my best friends. It's because he was a soldier. He was a soldier. Like I remember, like Sir Alex Ferguson when we played against AC Milan and we beat them 4-0. And Pirlo, I think this game touched only like 30 or like maybe 80 per game. And I remember before the game, Ferguson said to Jason Park, even if he's going in the toilet, you have to follow him. But actually, Jason like marked him so well, but he even scored. And I remember the semi-final in 2008, both legs against Barcelona. He was the man of the match. I know he didn't play the final after that, but Jason Park is definitely one of my soldiers.
Is it true that you actually learned Korean as well?
Yeah, I learned. It's difficult because they don't have any alphabet. So I've been in Korea for a time, and yeah, I try, but it's really hard. I speak 6 languages. I try to write like as Korean, but it's really difficult. I know a few words.
Amazing. I think that's why Gary Neville called you the glue in the dressing room, because you did speak all those languages. You were able to bring everyone together.
Exactly, because sometimes the foreign player, especially when you come in England, like as a French player, you start talking French, and you should like. When you come to a country, you should like learn the language. It's really important. And I was the one to connect, to make sure like everyone was connected. I don't want the English player on one side and the foreign player on one side. I always wanted everyone to be connected. So sometimes I was translating. And even if sometimes I wanted to say something to a player and he wasn't talking like English, I was helping like if it was Spanish or Portuguese. So yeah, it was good.
You've obviously got a mix of United players and some Juventus players. Was there anything different there? When you were playing for United, the top team in England, you've then gone to the top team in Italy. Was there anything different in the mentality?
Yeah, it's different. To be fair, I win a lot of trophies with Manchester United, and I'm not scared to say that. I feel I was in holiday compared to Juventus. The way they work, the training, you go like even like 2 days before the game in the hotel, you training the day of the game. Mentally, that's why I'm so proud of myself. Playing for Juventus, it was one of the most difficult, I will say, challenges. And you got like 1 day off per month. They control everything. They force you to eat at the club. And I learned a lot, also tactically. And yeah, Juventus was one of my biggest challenges. I'm so proud I've been playing for Juventus.
Did you enjoy that lifestyle, that way of being controlled?
I didn't, because as a mature, and I control myself, but I think it's really important for some young players. And Juventus is like they have this DNA, like working hard. Like I even see like some player, they vomit, and they were like keep doing the training, finishing the training session. And I remember every game they want me to run like 12K, but sometimes I was like, it makes no sense, because every time we got the ball, so some games I was running 9, some games 10, and 2 days later, at the training, you have to complete your 12K. So they will make me like run, I don't know, maybe another 2K, another 3K. It's harder to play in the game. So that's why when some people, they say like it's easy to play in Italy, I think they won't be able to train. It was such a shock for me.
Let's look at your choice of strikers, Patrice. I think you probably guess one of them. Ronaldo.
Yeah, no.
With Tevez and Rooney. Is that what you're reacting to there? Tevez over Rooney?
I know what I will text me and won't be happy. Yeah, this one was a tough job. I think it's from my heart, and even if I am a close friend to Wayne, but I play with Tevez in Manchester, and I play again in Juventus with him. And what a player! He's a warrior. He's a warrior. I remember when we had like Wayne and Tevez in the front. I was like feeling sorry for the defender, and actually they make us job like very easy for us because like the defender they couldn't like come out. We've got like two people in front of us. It's just so they're really similar, but it was just like the choice. Yeah, he can't do like
but of course you played with Ronaldo in the early stages at Manchester United. Have you been surprised with the career that he's gone on to have?
I'm not. I remember when we were talking with Cristiano when he won his first Ballon d'Or. He talked to me and said, I have to win at least 5. And that's what he did. So I'm not surprised. Cristiano Ronaldo is the most professional player I ever played with. He was the one, if we are training at 10, he will be here at 8. He was the last to leave the training ground, practicing his skill. That's why, when we compare him to Messi, and I always like choose Cristiano, and people keep saying like just because he's my friend. I just think like Messi is just a gift. He's talented. God say, oh, come on, go to play with those kids. But Cristiano works so hard. He's a machine. He doesn't want to lose anything. Like even he wants to be the most beautiful guy. He wants to be the one who's dressing the best. Playing. I tell the story about the tennis table and Rio Ferdinand. They play like the tennis table, and Rio Ferdinand beat Cristiano. Everyone was laughing. So 2 weeks later, Cristiano bought a tennis table. He practiced, and he said, "I will do my revenge." And we said, "Come on, Cristiano, don't embarrass yourself. You lost last time." And he played and he beat Cristiano. Like he tell you his mentality. And before he signed for Juventus, he called me 20 minutes before. He was asking me what it's about. I said, "This is for you." That's the way, because the way he trained, that's the future of the club. And when I talked with him, he said, "Patrice, you were completely right." And he will still play like, I don't know, maybe until 40.
Is it worth asking you who the manager will be?
Yeah, it's a difficult one, but I will go for Sir Alex. Yeah, I will go for Sir Alex because actually I can mention as well the manager, the Italian manager, maybe play left back. I can mention Didier Deschamps, Allegri, tactic. But yes, Sir Alex Ferguson is
The Italian manager.
Sandro Salvioni when I was in Nice.
So he was the one that spotted that potential there.
Yeah, he said you're not. So he's the one. But yeah, definitely Sir Alex Ferguson, the coach of this team.
So why Sir Alex?
It's communication, it's management. It's management. Sir Alex Ferguson, he's a coach. He makes you feel you're part of the team even if you're not playing. I remember he was saying like to Chicharito, you won't play for 3 games, but the third game you're going to play, you're going to score, and that's what happened. When David Moyes took the team in charge, a lot of players weren't happy, the one they were not playing, and I've been to his office and I talked to him. I said, look, United is about the squad, it's not about only 11 players, but he didn't listen to me. He was like, Patrice, you're doing great, don't worry, it's going to be fine. But actually, Ferguson, because like the people, they respect him so much, then I say it's a difference between like scared of your manager. I never scared of Ferguson, but I was scared of disappointing him, and this was really important. And we got like such a close relationship, and I hear about him like at least twice per month, and I go to his house and some couple of things. So I'm really close to him, and when I make a big decision, I definitely call him.
Well, because he actually said, didn't he, that in the dressing room when he finished that you were one of the 2 players that he thought would go on to be top managers. Is that right?
No, he's right. He's right, and I was really pleased with that compliment because he said I've got the ability to drive people and the communication, and he said this is really important. He said tactically is the last part. He said this is really important, but yeah, maybe we'll see what's right. I'm doing my coach budget, so we'll see.
How big a thing was that for you in the dressing room when Sir Alex Ferguson left? So a legendary figure, one of the greatest managers of all time. But also, do you feel that David Moyes got a lot of criticism? Do you feel as a dressing room with the players that maybe you let David Moyes down when you go from actually winning the league to 7? Is that too big a drop?
No, definitely. I think like I had like some argument with few players because I was like, actually, I can't believe like we were just playing good because we were under Sir Alex Ferguson. So I was the one to help David Moyes, and some player they weren't happy with that. I think his job was already like mission impossible. You know, coming after Sir Alex Ferguson, what did you expect? And especially when you lose one game, straight away the player they will say they're gonna blame the manager straight away. They didn't give him a chance. But actually I try to help him as my best, and he didn't work. But yeah, definitely we let him down because I remember when he.
I know you did this on our podcast, but you once went for lunch with him on Manchester United. You were going to have a gentle lunch, and it turned out to be a very competitive afternoon.
No, exactly. I think we should stay at the training ground. You know, he said, let's go and having a lunch after training. Go to his house. You know, it was few people on the table. I look at it, it was just some salad, plain white chicken, no juice, just water. So we have the food, quickly a lunch, and after that, we say, let's go in the garden and play cricket. I said, Cristiano, we just finished. So we go playing cricket. After that, let's go for sleep. After that, let's have a sauna. Jacuzzi. I was like, Cristiano, why we didn't stay at the training? So that's why I say Cristiano deserves everything he does right now. And also, I saw the goal today. You know, I used to call him Christian Dior because of his playboy style and everything. But I would say Christian the Warrior today. So I'm really happy for him. And he deserves. He deserves because he works so hard and he's a machine.
And just quickly, you said he played table tennis with Rio Ferdinand, who beat him, and he was so cross.
Exactly.
He was determined to beat him.
Exactly, and Rio, have to tell the truth. Rio beat him in front of everyone, so we screamed, and Cristiano was so angry. He sent his cousin by a tennis table. After 2 weeks, he back, and he beat Rio in front of all of us. So that's Cristiano Ronaldo. He don't want to lose any game.
Weeks and weeks, but everybody had to have their say, whether that be Adidas, whether that be his agent, whether that be the United board, and it went on forever. And we see this with United transfers over and over again. And again, Evra mentioned this. You know, he mentioned about what. Now the other side of the coin is that when United used to do their business, they would parachute Fergie in somewhere. Fergie would go and talk to the player and done. Because that could be influence of Sir Alex Ferguson. So I remember when Keane talked about it once as well, where he'd already spoken, so going back years now, but he'd spoke, Kenny Dalglish spoke against Blackburn Rovers, and he was ready to go. He wanted to go. He told Kenny his word and said he was going to Blackburn. Then he spoke to Fergie and said he was signed from Man United. The differential for United all those years ago and for all that time was Fergie. And this is why I said the day that Ferguson left, it wasn't just losing a manager, but it was losing this kind of iconic figure that players wanted to play for. Now, I'm not saying players don't want to play for Ole. That's not the case at all. You talk to most of the United players, they are really vocal in the fact that they like Ole, they enjoy his methods, they believe that he wants United to win, they believe that he's invested, and that makes them invest. But like Patrice said, you know, when United go and do these business transactions, they send in lawyers and they send in money men and accountants, because that's how the modern Manchester United does business. And that is a big failing of the Glazers. That shows that they don't really know how this industry works. Their background, of course, is in the NFL and obviously in other sectors away from sport. You know, things like shopping centres and things like that they've acquired over the years, and that was part of their business model. And then you might send your solicitors in to go and do those negotiations in those